Hi friends, welcome back to Alex Play World, bringing you some Overwatch gameplay. Okay, so here's the deal. This is the beta weekend. I was lucky enough to be invited along many of you, and I wanted to do some content. I wanted to do through the weekend, try to like get as many heroes as I could and feature them, but that's sort of like not really the way the game is meant to be played. And also, if you really want to get, the 20-something heroes that are available, you can do that on the website. So what we're going to do is we're going to do throughout this week, along with your Heroes of the Storm content, we're going to do some matches, and we're just going to play what I feel like playing. And I hope you enjoy the game. I'll do my best to explain what's going on. So let's get into a game, shall we? Alrighty, looks like we're defending Watchpoint Gibraltar. Right now, we have a Symmetra, a Bastion, and how do exactly you spell your name, my friend? Torbjorn. Torbjorn. We're gonna call him Tobby, but of course we don't really want to play him. What we need is a tank, and in defense, I think a D.Va is the way to go at the beginning. As you can see, this is the select screen. Even though the game borrows heavily from other first-person shooters such as Team Fortress, it does have its mobile elements, and the fact that your team composition matters quite a bit, and the way that the heroes work together. And of course, you can switch your heroes in the middle of the fight to sort of counterplay the enemy team. Right now, we're spawning, and we're going to try to go towards that defensive point. As you can see, there's a neat blue line that you follow in case you're wondering where you need to go. And the whole point is, this is basically payload. We want to go in there, and the enemy team wants to stand near that thing. It's going to begin to move down that line towards our base. We want to make sure we kill them so that they don't do that. The character I'm playing is called D.Va. She's really, really cool. Basically a tanky character. Her whole spiel is that she is a cute girl inside a giant pink mech. And as long as you're in the mech, you have quite a bit of health and shielding. And of course, you have unlimited bullets in this shotgun and does quite a bit of damage. Our abilities, our shift allows us to fly through the battlefield quite neatly, which you saw there a couple times at the beginning. Our E ability allows us to basically block bullets for a short period of time. When you get killed or your mech reaches 0 hit points, you will be ejected, and then you will be fighting on foot as the actual character D.Va. And this can be a little problematic because you can actually take a lot of damage, and then of course you'll die. But the biggest issue here is that you want to be as tanky as possible. So ironically, one of the best things you can do with D.Va is not be too gung-ho. You want to make sure you get out there, make sure you do some damage, but you don't want to be too crazy. Let's go ahead and try to engage here. Tracer is the worst thing for me to fight because my bullets, you can see, do have a little bit of a delay projectile speed, and she's really quick, so it's really hard to deal with. We did get killed out of our mech, but we were able to do enough damage to pick up a couple kills and then sort of push these guys back. We're going to hang out by Bastion. Okay, so now that you see that big sort of gauge in the middle of the screen, that's your heroic counter. That is going to tell you when you're able to use your ultimate ability. When we're out of the mech, whenever you do damage, it's going to fill up a little bit, and it does fill on its own over time. And then it's going to allow us to cast our Q ability just to get back in the mech. Normally, that bar gets filled up from doing things that make sense in the game, for doing damage, taking damage, healing, getting kills, getting objective points, and all that good stuff. Depending on your role, it has a little bit more effect. Of course, the main thing that we want to do for now is just wait for the mech. As soon as it's back, we're going to use it to get back in. And now we're back in business. So all of a sudden, we're serious again. Before, for a moment there, we're a little bit weak. Wow, we can completely destroy it as the enemy team is completely just surrounding that area. And we're going to try to get back here and get a kill on Tracer again if we can. But she's in a lot of trouble because she's very low on health. And of course, we're trying to run out of the way and trying to fight at the same time. She's moving in a straight line, which is not a great move if you're Tracer. One of the biggest benefits of being Tracer, which, by the way, one of my favorite. I think she's just a sweetheart and everybody loves Tracer. But one of the greatest things about being Tracer is the fact that you can get away with being super aggressive. We're going to go in here and be really aggressive and try to take out the sniper as we get a good flank. And, of course, the enemy team a little bit of a bad spot. Oh, my God. This Meg is just getting destroyed left and right. Of course, now we have to fight the enemy D.Va on top of the enemy Tracer. The enemy D.Va is more likely to be killed. We do pick up a kill on her, and now we're going to try to chase as Tracer trying to go forward. It looks like she does quite a little damage there, but we're able to just get in the back. We should be able to get back in the mech before anything scary happens. And now we're going to go ahead and kill Mr. Ninja here, where he can get away and, of course, grab that healing to steal it back from him. However, the enemy team doing a good amount of progress here. For the moment being, the way you play this game in reality, at least the way you're supposed to play this game, should be, let's get out of there. So you pop for a heroic, and that makes it blow up, and if you're in line, so you'll get the sword. Should be with whatever's going on in mind. So, for example, right now, I feel like we have a pretty good team comp on that. We're doing a good job. So we're not going to switch characters anytime soon. Let's go ahead and press like Q, and I actually might die here, but I wanted to leave it behind so I can get a kill or two, and it looks like we do pick up a couple kills and do some damage. By the way, our heroic ability is self-destruct, obviously from the mech, if you didn't catch that. So, if you're looking at the team comps, if you're doing a little bit badly, you can sort of say, okay, what do we need more of? It looks like the enemy team is doing a good job of shoving that objective because they're standing on it. So we need something that can actually get out. However, I do think we need the tanks for defense. And even though I've been doing a good job with disrupting, maybe it's a matter of actually fixing my play style to make sure we get in a little bit of a better spot. We're going to be able to kill that. Push her out of there. And as soon as she's trying to get out, we're going to try to basically chase her. We do pick up a kill and soften her up quite a bit. We got to make sure that we're doing damage to the enemy teammates. I'm going to grab that health pack, which is another really neat addition if you're not familiar with the game. The health pickups are awesome. My first-person shooter history is I was a Quake fanatic back when Quake 3 came out. And then, of course, Unreal Tournament was my jam for such a long time. Those were the games that I loved when I was growing up as first-person shooters. And I've played quite a bit of them, of course. When I started growing older, I didn't really have that much time. And then I got into Call of Duty during high school. But this is different. It's not Call of Duty 4, which is when most people came to the scene. I hated that game. That was when I thought the franchise died. My favorite game of the Call of Duty series was Call of Duty 1 and then United Offensive, its respective expansion. So after that, I didn't really play any first-person shooters. I took an extended break, if you would. We're going to try to get in here and do as much damage as we can, trying to shove these ladies back, although Tracer doing an absurd amount of damage. And I'm not really looking forward to. Oh, I was trying to fly away, but I didn't. And now I'm in a bad spot, so I got to make it up the stairs. Although she is also in a bad spot, but of course she does more damage. Now that I have some friendship, though, we're going to be able to basically hide behind a little hog friend here and do as much damage as we can to try to get that mech back. So anyway, I am not really familiar or good with first-person shooters. I do play Halo every time it comes out for a couple months with my friends. But of course, console shooters are very different, and you get aim assist and all that good stuff. So I don't expect to be super awesome at this game from the get-go. It's going to take me some practicing. I've only been playing a first-person shooter in the PC for basically 2 weeks, since years. So this is actually a really, really good practice. We're going to try to just take it slow and do well, but this game is just awesome. I tried to play Counter-Strike, CSGO for quite a bit, and it wasn't attractive to me. It just didn't feel right. So kind of blow that up. Oh, I think I got line of sighted here. Boop. Doesn't kill anybody, but we do something out. I tried to play CSGO for a while. Didn't quite appetize me. I love watching CSGO, but I don't like playing it nearly as much. It looks like we kill her before she can get in her mech, and that was really neat. Hey, what else did we try to play? Of course, you know, the Call of Duties and whatnot. Not really my cup of tea. We're gonna come in here and flank, do quite a bit of damage, and pick up a couple kills on top of that, and steal some health. So, my history with first-person shooters is not the greatest. I'm not exemplary. I don't really play Black Ops or any other sort of Call of Duty game. Ever since Black Ops 2, I think that's the last Call of Duty game that I even played. I never really played it, like, you know, intensively, but that's the last little bit. Let's go ahead and do more damage. It's going to be able to take the kill there, and then as long as we get the kill on Miss Diva here, she's trying to get out of the way. Clean up house. I'm trying to get out of the way here. It looks like they're trying to push them to the bottom line. But anyway, enough about that. Let's go back into the game. Overwatch. Initial impressions, which I guess this video can serve as... Oh, I get completely destroyed there. But of course, we still have our normal self there. We're just going to have to be a little bit careful about the way we engage this if the enemy team is doing a good job flanking. I love this game. I didn't think I was going to love it. I played a couple games when I first got into the beta on Friday. Plus, as soon as the service came live, I played a couple games and I was like, this is not that great. But it was mostly because I didn't understand it. That was the biggest thing, is that I didn't understand exactly what I was doing. Once I started playing a little bit more and seeing what it is that I was actually trying to accomplish, this quickly became a really, really fun and addicting game. Again, there's a couple aspects you're not seeing in this particular video of gameplay, but the health pickups, the timing of them, reminds me a lot of Quake, which again, I'm a Quake fanatic, man. I remember loving the game. There's a character, Farah, who throws rocket launchers. It reminds me a lot of the skills. I'm actually quite good with her because of all that. You know, there's still a little bit of skill left over, and it just feels awesome. And then I also really like the character composition. I feel like there's a lot of depth that is not really explored here. Because of the fact that you can mix and match characters, you can switch to counter your enemy's strategy, and as you can see there, that Mercy's doing quite a bit of healing, so we're going to put it there. So I feel like there's a lot of depth that has gone unexplored so far in this game, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see that meta evolve. You're going to kill this healer, just like, stop it. Stop healing, please. How dare you. And now we'll, of course, turn our attention back to Mr. Bunny. And she's going to explode too, so we got to try to make sure we line aside it. Not a big deal. We get out of there and pick up a healing heart. So you can do cool combinations if the enemy team pushes really hard. You can push, you know, pick characters to counteract and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited about this. And anyway, stay tuned. There's going to be more videos coming out throughout the week. Let's see who got the play of the game, though. G-Sing as Tracer. Did he do anything too exciting? It looks like he does dive in. Gets the explosion, and of course, just jumps up. Gets a couple kills, and that's going to be Yoshiro. That wasn't really that exciting. But anyway, my name is Al. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really psyched about this game. Hopefully I get into the beta after this. And I will see you all next time.